Hi there, my name's Nick, and I'm going to show you how to set up your Comma account and link your first business. So I've already signed up to Comma, I've already verified my account, and the first screen we're going to see is one which is going to ask us to connect our accounting software. So we work with all the major brands, most notably Xero, QuickBooks, and Sage. And for the demo, I'm actually going to connect to Xero. So what I need to do is click on the Xero tab, connect to Xero, and it will then ask us to log in to Xero using our usual credentials and select the business from the list which we want to select. So for this demo, I'm going to select Comma Test Limited, allow access, and from here, Comma will begin to synchronize your company. So what it will do is it will bring in your company information. It will bring through a list of your suppliers and any information you've got stored against them. So if you have a business sort code and account number stored against them, it will pull that through. And it will also synchronize your bills. So your bills are what we're going to use in the next step to actually build virtual payment runs. You can see that synchronized already. So we're going to click continue to go to Comma. What we see here is the Comma Test Limited dashboard. So this is our business name, and this is all a list of all the bills that we have on this account. So this is where we're going to start to build virtual payment runs. You can see it synchronized all this data from Xero. This is all the bills that we have existed in Xero at the moment. And from here, we can start to build a payment run by selecting the individual invoices that we want to include. So really simple. I'm just going to select a group of the top invoices here. Let's go for the top 10. And I'm ready to click review and pay. So on this screen is where we have created a payment run. So you'll see at the top it says Comma Test Limited Payment Run number 1. We have 10 payments in this payment run over across 5 suppliers. From here you can see as well that it's pulled through our company information such as sort code, account number. We have the reference, when that bill was issued, when it's due, and the total amount that's due for any bills in that run. From here, we can make changes. So we may decide to edit an amount. We might partially pay this bill. So let's just say we're going to pay £1.42. The good thing is, what Comma does, it stops against any errors. Because we're actually paying an amount that's due, we can't overpay that bill by mistake. So you can see I've accidentally put the decimal place in the wrong place. And it's telling us you can't pay that amount because it's not that's not the amount that's due. What we can do is we can partially pay a bill. So we can pay £1.42. And I can save that change and you'll see it's updated immediately. We can also remove things from the run, and we can start to flesh out exactly what we want to pay in this payment run. It's worth noting that payment runs are shareable, so each payment run has a unique URL. So you can share this with internal teams, with external teams if you're working on behalf of a client, and it basically allows you to do all the work that goes into building a payment run. Share that with someone who has bank access if you don't, and allows them to just click pay at the end and finish off that process really easily. So you can basically offer this as a service to your clients without needing to have access to their business bank account, which can be really hard to set up sometimes. The other thing is it also allows the end user to make changes. So you don't need to go back and forth through email notifications and make changes. At the end of the day, they know the suppliers they need to pay. You suggest the run and they pay them, whether that's internally you do that process or externally. Or you can actually manage that process all yourself, which is actually what I'm going to do in this demo. I'm not going to share this. I'm going to just go through, connect my bank account and make the payment myself. So once we have the payment run in the format that we want, we've got all the bills that we want to include. We've adjusted all the amounts to be the amounts that we want to pay. The first thing we do is we need to connect our business bank account. So you can see in the bottom right hand corner, we can connect our bank account. And here is a list of the banks that we currently support. You can get more information on this on our website, so feel free to go in there and have a look. There are some differences between each bank. As we're paying this through open banking, there are slight differences between each bank, so it's definitely worth checking out our website to see the capabilities of your bank account. In this demo, I'm going to connect to our Barclays business account. So worth noting that the business account that we have at Barclays is just a bog standard, out of the box business current account. Nothing special on there. We don't have any extra facilities to do any special payments. But because we're using the open banking bulk payment APIs, we can still make bulk payments. So I'm just going to log in and identify myself. So the first time you connect your account, you will have to have bank access. You will need to log in and go through the security process of your bank. I'm just doing that now. I'm just going to connect to our business test account through Barclays. You may have seen this process before. You may work with other apps that use open banking, or maybe even in your bank account, you link other external accounts personally. So you may be used to this process already. What you can see is that actually now we've been pushed back to comma. Our business account is linked. You can see at the bottom that we can see the funds before and we can see the funds after. And we get a little bit of visibility of that account thanks to open banking. Worth noting at this point, even though that account is linked, to make a payment from that account, you still need to have bank access. You still need to be able to verify who you are when you click the pay button. So not just anyone can come in and make payments on behalf of a business. You still need to be on the mandate to make payments. But the beauty of Comma is that you can do all of that work beforehand, and just that final step of click and pay is all you need to, all that the decision maker needs to do, or that business owner needs to do. So that's basically what I'm going to do now. So I'm happy with my payment run. I've linked my bank account. I'm ready to click pay. Once I click pay, Comma is going to take us through to a consent screen. So it's just going to give us a quick breakdown of what we're paying. These are the 9 payments we're making to the 5 suppliers we've listed. This is the total amount, and this is our payment date. So what you can do is you can actually schedule payment dates, which is really handy for things like payroll, for example, where you're looking to pay employees at the end of the month or the last Friday of the month. You can come in ahead of time, early that week, set up a payment and forget about it. You don't need to worry about waking up on Christmas Eve, let's just say, for this example, to make sure everyone gets paid. You can leave that to us. In this case, I'm just going to do the same day faster payments, and I'm going to click continue. So once I click continue, it's going to take me through to the linked bank. So again, this is where we need to identify ourselves. So we use the same level of security your bank does. You need to log into your normal bank portal, which you're aware of. And I'm going to identify myself through Pin Century in this case. Once we do that, the first screen we'll see will be the batch payment screen. So what Comma has done is taken that list of data, those payments that we've identified, and it's pushed them through for open banking to your bank account. So rather than having to come in and individually key in these 9 payments to these 5 payees, we're actually just doing that through an API. So these payments are now in the bank and ready to press continue. By pressing continue, we're now initiating the payment. So all 5 suppliers will be getting paid immediately through faster payments, and Comma will then push you back to the app where it will then mark those bills as paid, draw down any balances if you've partially paid a bill, and then it will also synchronize back to your accounting platform. So in this case, we're going to synchronize this back to Xero. So you can see inside Xero, these bills have been paid and the payments you've made against each bill. So it's really easy to reconcile against. You can see here, these are now marked as paid, and they'll be removed from our dashboard immediately. So that's how you pay bills and invoices through Comma. And there is another thing we can do. We can actually also make payroll payments. So you can see here at the top, we've got import payroll. So we currently work via a CSV template, and we also support the BACS template within Xero. So you can export from Xero and import straight into Comma. We also have our template, which is native inside the BrightPay payroll software, and also in the MoneySoft payroll software as well. So you can export directly from those payroll softwares and import directly into Comma. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I've already prepared my payroll run, so I'm just going to grab that from my desktop, and I'm going to drop this in. And I'm going to import that straight into Comma. So what you can see immediately, as soon as we import that, it's pulled through all of that information and created us a payment run again. So it's taken us back to that payment run screen. This is our virtual payment run for payroll. It's pulled through our employee names, their account details, reference against that bill, when it was issued, when it's due, and the total amount that's due. So again, we just need to follow that same process. We can share that with the client, we can share that with our internal team, with a CEO, whoever that may be, or we can go ahead and pay it ourselves. And when you're ready to pay, the user just clicks pay, takes you through to the consent screen, which is where you can choose the date. So let's just say we're going to pay everybody on Christmas Eve. And from there, click confirm, and we follow that same process in the bank where we authenticate ourselves and then we'll make those payments. That's Comma, really. It looks simple. There is a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes to make this possible for open banking and through this new technology. And if you want to find out anything else, you can go to our website, which is usecomma.com, and feel free to ask us any questions. We're more than happy to answer them. Thanks for your time. Bye.